Good evening, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Alex Bradley from Anything Geeky Review, and this is Zoe Jade Mulligan, as you can see on here, and Sean Smith joins us for this review. What we're going to be doing today is a group review of Destiny. So we're going to be discussing the game, our good points and bad points, and hopefully kind of giving each other different scores depending on what we kind of enjoyed with the game, what we didn't. So I suppose we should start off with the basics, the hype. What do you guys make of the hype for this game? Yeah, I mean, the fact that it was hyped so much, I mean, yeah, it's been coming a couple of years now, hasn't it? Yeah, they announced it, was it 2011? Apparently there was even an Easter egg of Destiny within ODST, apparently. Obviously they've known they were going to be doing the game. It's had a lot of years to kind of put down the foundations of the game. And so obviously, coming from Bungie, they were expecting kind of we were expecting, I suppose, a groundbreaking game.
Well, I don't know if you know, but in the documentary about Bungie and the company, they're actually wearing T-shirts with the Destiny logo on as well. That's another Easter egg.
Yeah, okay. Sean?
Well, the thing I was going to say is that the hype was quite big.
Yeah.
I think it was really overrated, to be honest.
I mean, well, at first I couldn't say because we didn't play the game, so we got our hands on the beta.
No,
I couldn't say how bad the hype was.
And the beta, and to be honest, it was so much more intriguing. I think that's because it was new, brand spanking new.
That's the thing. I mean, we all got a taste of the game before it came out. I mean, Destiny or Bungie were quite open with the beta.
Yeah.
Well, as long as you pre-ordered the game, you didn't even have to pay for it in the end. You still got access to the early alpha. You still got access to the beta. So you got 2 attempts to try the game out before it even came out, and we all enjoyed it. So, kind of, what went wrong from there?
Well, we all hoped.
Well, the beta for me, I put a lot of hours in that beta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you think's kind of changed our mind now that we've got the game and we've found that it's not as good as we hoped? Is that possibly the cause because we got an early glimpse at it?
Well, when I finished,
I believe the biggest thing was it was a game for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox 360, which they don't really have a lot, do they? They don't have a lot of games out. So when Destiny come out, everyone's like, "Wow, look at this brand new game!"
Yeah, but you got to think this game's also going to be a big game, or supposed to be a big game, on the old gen consoles. It's come out on 360 and PS3. You know, this is supposed to be, from the hype of Destiny, a game that's supposed to be lasting 10 years. You know, basically the lifespan of the new consoles.
I don't even think I had the game for 10 days.
Yeah, Sean has already sold his copy of the game. So
I grinded it.
I put more hours into the beta than I did the main game.
Yeah, exactly. And Zoe here has actually pretty much gone up, what, level 27 now?
Yeah, level like 27 might I add.
Well,
yeah, thanks
so,
Bungie for that. Love ya.
Yeah, I mean, I've got up to level 20 now, almost 21. So, Sean, I think you were about level 11, weren't you? 11 or 12.
11 or 12, I think.
Yeah. So, I mean, for you to say that you put more hours into the beta than the full game, I mean, what do you think for you went wrong with the full game?
It was a mix of everything. The fact that obviously they let you do so much in the beta, and then they give you the full game and let you do the exact same thing. I mean, it should have been a carry-on, or at least it should have shown that you've played the beta and went, "Oh, do you want to carry on from here?"
Yeah.
Like, not even give you all the stuff, just go, "All right, you can skip the beginning."
Yeah, kind of a character progression.
You've already done that. You've done it loads of times.
Yeah, but I found
it didn't give you
full
that.
game came out, it didn't
Like,
change
I
that
put
much.
loads of credits in. I put not even credit. What's it called again now? Their currency.
Oh,
currency.
Glimmer.
Glimmer, that's it. Glimmer.
Yeah, Glimmer. I put loads of Glimmer into it. Putting getting a new ship and even getting rid of the speeder bike that you get from the beta. Even getting rid of the speeder bike you get from the chest and buying a new purple one and just customising the character, buying this, that, and the other, and then
That was annoying.
Yeah, all the ghosts. Yeah, bloody hell.
So I mean, if then we didn't play it as a beta, do you think we would have enjoyed the game more?
Yeah, I think so.
We would have, but
do you still think that? I mean,
personally, for me,
exactly, yeah.
I do. I think I would have enjoyed the game a lot more if there wasn't an alpha and a beta. I think a beta.
But at the same time, we're in a kind of gaming industry now where a lot of games are being shown off early. You're often getting. I mean, we had Battlefield. What was a new Battlefield that came out and was supposed to be coming out this year, but it's been delayed. You remember we got a beta to that?
Oh, you mean not Battlefield,
yeah.
but that game that's exactly like Battlefield, but cops and robbers.
Yeah, but yeah, payday version of Battlefield. Hardline, that's it. Battlefield Hardline. I can't even remember it because it was that unsurprising, yeah. Yeah, we had that at the same sort of time as the first alpha for Destiny. And again, the same sort of thing with that. It's just kind of a boring, bland game. I don't know.
Getting
I don't.
excited lately.
I think we're in an industry now where a lot of games are being shown off. A lot of games are being shown off kind of early, a lot earlier than normal. So I don't know whether kind of if Destiny hadn't been shown off, whether we wouldn't have enjoyed it as much.
It's like
it still would have been the same game.
Having like 3 birthdays in 1 year. It's kind of like that. It's gonna get fucking boring.
Yeah,
isn't it?
But at the same time, like, if a game is enjoyable, surely it should be enjoyable. It doesn't matter whether you've played it 3 times.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's not like we got to see everything every time, did we?
Yeah, we did.
Limited it.
But I don't know whether you two
play
played
multiplayer, like just
Hour of the Moon.
PvP.
Yeah, but if you limit by time, then you've obviously got people who are going to want to play more. If you limit it to PvP, then you're only going to show off the PvP. I mean, I think some of the idea of showing it off wasn't just to show it off to the fans and to the gamers to, you know, obviously rack up loads of pre-orders, but also I think to get some kind of gamers feedback. The problem with that is we couldn't get enough into the game to kind of point out the flaws. And I think with the alpha and the beta, we got to see a good chunk of the game, and we thought probably it was going to evolve a bit more, and it didn't. I mean, you're pretty much doing the same missions all the way through the game, the same strikes. Yeah, you've got different bosses. I've heard, I think, Angry Joe's review, he mentioned that actually some of the bosses, especially in the end game raids, I just reworked models and bosses from earlier in the game. So it's not exactly like every boss is unique. Some of the bosses are copied and pasted. I mean, the land's beautiful. The game is beautiful graphically, but you travel it so much. You know, over the same little landmarks. There's
the main thing I have, like you're saying, with the bosses being reworked is I didn't get that far to meet the last faction of enemies, but
yeah,
most of the enemies, well, all the enemies were exactly the same, bar, let's say, a teleport. You know what I mean? There was exactly the same enemies. They came at you the exact same way. They shot the same bloody guns. It just got boring after a while because even putting the difficulty up, it was. I know some games can have an annoying difficulty, but that difficulty was just annoying, not hard. Like I've played Halo, which everyone says it's supposed to be like. When you put Halo on hard, it's somewhat enjoyable, even dying, because you've got the whole survival and the whole game comes together as one, and the music, the weapons, the enemies, everything's so cool. And even a hard difficulty where you're dying loads is awesome, but on Destiny, I put it on a hard difficulty. I went to play it. It just got annoying. It wasn't enjoyable, especially on my own. No matchmaking.
I think generally the enemies aren't that difficult, even when you put it on slightly harder difficulty. It's the bosses that become kind of bullet soaks. It's not so much finding a weak point, but just continually pumping bullets.
Have any of you two run out of ammo during a boss? Constantly?
Quite often.
Yes.
Especially the Devil Walker.
I hate as well is you only get ammo with one of your teammates die, especially if you say, like you said, the Walker. It's like 2 enemies at a time.
I think, to some extent, I know the bosses...
You won't get a lot of ammo out of them.
I know the bosses aren't great on their own, because obviously they've got a load of swarms of enemies with them, but I'm presuming that the swarms of enemies that go with them and can respawn are probably there to supply ammo.
Yeah, that's what they're there for.
But they're also there to make it harder, because, face it, some of these bosses, once you've got them on their own, they ain't that difficult. It's the swarms that often make them tricky to fight.
Yeah, but I always make sure that I've bought ammo off Banshee in the tower.
You mean the ammo packs?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
refills of the normal ones, because I know heavy ammo is meant to be rare, and I understand why it's expensive, but I think it's a little bit too expensive. It's 900 glimmer per pack.
True, and to be honest, the heavy ammo is useful sometimes, but often your normal weapons can do just as much
I've had
damage.
people running in front of me with a rocket launcher while I'm shooting it. I'm fucking dead, aren't I?
The thing I have with the heavy weapons anyway is the rocket launcher is easy to miss. Doesn't do the damage that it's supposed to do, and that was it the machine gun, like the heavy gun?
Yeah.
That's just like obviously I know accuracy is a thing with a heavy gun, but with that it's kind of stupid.
I mean, I found the machine gun helpful sometimes, especially when I'm going up against a tough enemy. As long as I've got ammo for it, I'm okay with the aim. It can help out sometimes, but not enough to warrant buying ammo for it or just seeking ammo out for it.
Or to even be called a special weapon.
Yeah, exactly. It's just another weapon.
Not so much about rocket. The machine gun should have just been in your secondary weapon slot.
Yeah.
Your third weapon should be, it should probably not even be a power. I mean, it shouldn't be even a weapon. It should be maybe another power or something. The third weapon slot is a bit. I forget about it. Put it that way. I'll do a whole raid and completely forget about that weapon because.
Well, let's move on from there to talk about weapons. Then, I mean, you've got a selection of what?
They're all the same.
5 or 6 weapons. I mean, there's supposed to be 9 types, I think.
They all feel the same.
Well, yeah, Sean could go on about that.
What have you got? You've got.
They all sound the same.
You've got your hand cannon,
sniper rifles.
Let's do primary first. You've got hand cannon, auto rifle, scout
hand
rifle.
Cannon, pulse rifle.
I think that's it.
Scout rifle.
Missing anything? Hand cannon, scout,
hand cannon, scout, assault.
Auto. No, auto. It's called in the game, not assault.
Yeah, well, the same fucking thing. Auto, scout, hand cannon, and pulse.
Pulse, yeah, that's it. Pulse.
So 4 weapons in the primary category. Then you've got snipers and shotguns and fusion rifles in special. I think is it. And then in the heavy weapon category, you've got machine guns and rocket launchers, and that's it. So
there isn't actually any of the heavy weapons.
And
the only thing I have with that is I've never, as far as I remember, picked up a shotgun apart from I think the first time you play is it a Titan who gets one near the start of the game.
Yeah.
Other than that, and not to say that they're crap or I just don't use them, just I've not found them.
No, to be honest, I can say that for you. Shotguns are shit.
Unless you're doing PvP.
Yeah, unless you're doing.
Are exactly the same.
Yeah.
If you pick your type of weapon that you like, if you like single fire, scout rifle, you like burst. I don't even know what it's called. I would call it burst. And obviously you've got your full auto. And then if you like pistols, but it's more of a revolver than a pistol, then you've got that. Your secondary is a shotgun. I don't know why the shotgun shouldn't really come as a primary because a lot of people would use it more. But yeah, you got your shotgun, your sniper rifle, which is guaranteed in any game. You know what I mean? Every shooter needs a sniper rifle.
But let's be fair. I mean, has the sniper rifle been that useful? I mean, I've used it occasionally, but again, unless you're doing long range,
only if you know the maps.
Yeah, if you know the maps and you're doing long range combat, then you're not really going to use the sniper rifle. This is a quite close-in game, and most of your weapons have decent range advantage, unless you're using a shotgun.
But I've found they can be quite useful.
I don't know. I've found the sniper rifle saved me a few times.
It gives you a bit of options, but I mean, my normal setup was just a scout rifle, which is pretty much a sniper rifle in most senses, and then a sniper rifle or a fusion rifle, and that was the main weapons I used throughout most of the game. But I mean, like you say, most of the weapons are pretty much identical, especially the sounds.
And nobody explained to me, or the game
sound
didn't explain, the kinetic energy, the solar energy.
Yeah, there's different fire types and fire and ice.
I didn't know there was different resistance for the enemies, so if you're going to do the Vault of Glass raid...
Yeah, you've got to know the resistance to the enemies.
Yeah. You've got to know. But the game didn't tell me that, so what am I going to do?
It doesn't tell you it, but it does show you on your weapon. The weapon actually says whether it does fire damage or...
It tells me on my weapon, but I don't know that.
It's compared to games like Borderlands, isn't it? And Borderlands kind of throws it in your face like that's fire, that's lightning, that's acid, that's that, and they throw it in your face and they tell you can damage more enemies. It's like, it's not as strong as enemies.
Exactly.
It tells you straight off. This game is going to be compared to Borderlands for the sheer fact of the way the weapons drop. I mean, a lot of people say it's the Borderlands Halo. I know it's been classed as a few different games, but Borderlands is definitely an element that took and put in there, especially with the enemies and the names of the enemies and, well, the weapons. It's just, it's a shame that they messed up the weapons, like recoil weapon. Then I, say, a scout rifle, then I pick up another scout rifle. It look exactly the same, it just have more damage. It sound exactly the same, just have more damage most of the time. And I don't even think, obviously I can't say completely, I've not played that much of the game, but most of the weapons I picked up, in fact, all the weapons apart from the fusion rifle, none of them had any special, elements effects on it or anything.
I think you have to kind of, I mean, there are normal weapons that do have special effects, but it's mainly kind of greens where you start getting a lot of extra damage points and obviously elemental damage, that sort of thing. Weapons, I mean, it could have done weapons a lot better. Obviously, it's like you say, it's copied Borderlands, but it hasn't copied the uniqueness of each weapon with Borderlands. With Borderlands, you pick up a new assault rifle, and often it does fire differently. It has its own unique characteristics, especially in Borderlands 2, where they have the companies, the manufacturers of each weapon. So if it's a certain manufacturer, you're going to get like more damage or more ammo capacity. So I think it could have kind of learnt something from that, and it didn't, which is a shame.
The other thing they have about the game is they have companies, like when you're looking at your ships and stuff like that, it's this is from this company, it's that from that company. They could have really done that with the weapons, and they say, oh, this person used this, and blah blah. I mean, I know it sounds a bit silly, but I know you can read up on those cards. I know I haven't got all my names right, but you can read up on those cards and they tell you information, but they could really have added some sort of code, not that grimoire, but like a different sort of codex, or even just books around, or you unlock.
The thing is with the grimoire is you unlock cards. You unlock cards for the grimoire about extra information, but you have to go on the web to find it,
or your phone.
Or your phone.
Yeah, that explains why.
Rather than doing it in game.
And another thing with that, you get one for every ghost you awaken from the dead. I want to obviously get the trophy on the PlayStation 4 for the 50 ghosts, all of them. And I was trying to find where it tells me which ones I've got so I could cross them off the list.
Okay.
So I found them, don't need to go there again. And there's actually nowhere on that grimoire, codex, whatever you want to call it, where it tells me where they are. There's actually nowhere.
You've also, though, mentioned the map before.
Yeah. There is no map system, for one, which is absolutely retarded.
I mean, we're talking about an open world game.
Exactly. You really have a thing now. Oh, don't talk to me about open world. Turn back 4 seconds. If you can't get there, you die.
Yeah. Have you found that, Sean?
Sparrow. What do you want me to do?
Have you found that, Sean?
Well,
there were certain sections in the game where if you jump off the edge or you go explore. I mean, I found one this morning. I was trying to climb a cliff and I couldn't get to the top. It was only a shallow cliff, but it wouldn't let me go any further. They're like invisible walls,
Yeah, well, I obviously spawned my Sparrow out, and there was a rock there, and it pushed me off the edge, and I thought, well, that's my 9,000 experience without dying bounty gone now.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, I've had it in buildings as well, where you're actually inside a building. You fly up to get away from the enemy. You fly, jump, whoever you're playing as, and it comes up with this message: "Oh, you need to turn back." Blah blah. So, hang on, there's a roof above me. Why do I need to turn back? It's silly things like that. I know, obviously, it's to try and keep you in game and to not, get the upper hand on the enemy. But if I can jump up on a building and you've gained me that ability,
exactly, you should be able to use it.
Using it.
Yeah.
I don't know what anybody else found, but the collision detection in this game is awful.
What, for bullets?
No, if you want to take cover from a boss or an enemy, and you find out you can't back, there's nothing behind you, but you can't. The rock's like there, but apparently the rock's got some invisible extension to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If that makes sense. It's absolutely awful for that.
And yet that should have been tested.
It really should have been tested.
That should have been something that the beta or the alpha testers should have come up. I presume most people would have come up across it,
I mean, what's
backing up against objects, trying to take cover.
Walls?
Yeah.
I mean...
Well, that's the thing. It's supposed to be... they haven't said it's an MMO, but a lot of people I mean, I thought it was an MMO because it's massively multiplayer. You know, that's the sort of thing you'd expect. But at the same time, it's very limited on how many players you can have.
It's only an MMO. It's only an MMO in the way Guild Wars was. The original Guild Wars just follow the same thing. Though you all meet up in a town and then you all got to join together as a group to go into the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's how like the original Guild Wars was, weren't it? You met up like in a town and you joined your mates.
You
you can join my world.
Game, do you?
Well,
you've got one social place.
Yeah, you've got the city,
and you can discover that in 2 minutes.
I was about to say, yeah, that's what annoyed me. Is when I asked people, because I only got so far into it, I said, well, is there anywhere else we can go? Is there any other towns? Is there anything?
Well, it's supposed to be the last city of Earth.
Well, if you go out where the ships dock,
I know, but
there's all that place you can see all those. It's like a shanty town. I want to go down there. I want to see what's down there. You know, interact with the village that's actually there.
Yeah.
I actually want to go closer to the traveller in that dome above the tower.
Well,
I actually want to get as close as I want. You know, that's what I want to do. But, and also, there's gates in the tower that are locked constantly.
Well,
not the event plaza.
I presume some of them are going to be for events, and you know, like I mean, you've got the tower above the main plaza that's locked off at the moment. You did say it was kind of available during the beta.
It is open at the moment.
Is it open at the moment?
Queen's event, yeah.
Oh, okay, so obviously that's what it's there. It's there for events and stuff. So
I can understand that, and there is a dead ghost in there, by the way. So let's
get
that dead ghost on the railing. Beyond the Queen's immersive.
Okay, let's move on to the story then, because obviously Destiny's boasted about its story being a great story, being kind of 10 years long.
What exactly? What story? Seriously? You mean the 2 minute cutscene? Oh, that's the entire story.
I've played a lot of games where out the window because the story's been crap and still enjoyed them.
Yeah.
Destiny wasn't one of them, especially as it promised so much and then just didn't deliver. Like, if they had no story but the game was, well, the game is enjoyable. If the game was a lot more enjoyable than what it was and it kept me playing more, wouldn't have bothered me. Isn't as enjoyable as it should be and hasn't kept me as playing as long, kind of had to fall back on the story. I mean, with most games, you can have both, but
true. I mean, we used to. I mean, Bungie have done Halo.
Game over story.
You know, Halo always had. I mean, I don't think Halo told its story very well, but it always had a grand story to tell. And Destiny seemed to have this magical new world for us to explore. You know, Earth has been hit and hurt, and you're its savior kind of thing. And we all, or at least I expected, a great story to expand and to explore. And what you get is a bunch, as you can see in the footage right now, just the same sort of missions where you're defending your ghost. That's it. That's the sort of mission you get every time. And the amount of story you actually find out, like Zoe says, is just the 2 minute intro you get into the game. That's the most story you get during the game. The rest of it is there, but nobody explains it. A lot of the information's within the Grimoire, within the kind of the background stories, but you've got to go searching for that. There's no kind of in-game help. I mean, your little ghost doesn't really explain a lot. Most of the NPCs at that's not Citadel, that's Mass Effect. Is it the Tower? Mostly the NPCs there don't talk about the story. I mean, the one thing the speaker says is, "Oh, we used to talk about these things."
Well, you must have no ends of questions, Guardian.
And then it doesn't let you
ask
any.
Yes, I do. So let me answer them or ask them, please.
So you know, they did promise a great story, and it seems like they've just held one back. You know, but like you say, if the game was good enough on its own, you know, go on, fella.
It's a game where you're just awake now. You've got to go and do stuff. I mean, there are games that do that, but the story kicks in and it's kind of cool. Like you got amnesia or something's died and that. But in that, I had no idea why I died. No idea why I woke up. I didn't even realise who voiced the ghost.
Yeah.
So that was kind of disappointing. And it just, like, this ghost is following you. I thought this is because everyone says it's like Halo. I thought this is Destiny's Cortana.
Yeah.
Wasn't as fun as who voiced it. It just, I don't know. That ghost is just there. And it's like, hey, Guardian, let's go over here. And
he's not particularly enjoying his job, is he?
No.
That we actually got some footage here of PvP, so maybe we should talk about that. What do you guys enjoy about the PvP or not enjoy about the PvP?
Well, first off, I ain't a PvP person. I prefer co-op.
Yeah.
So I think I'm a little biased
Yeah.
by that. But I definitely think the PvP matchmaking, or what of less there is, I should say,
Yeah.
should match you with people equivalent to your level or
Well,
near
it's
your
supposed to. I've heard it's supposed to match you to the levels
But when
of
you're
other
like
players.
level 11, and by the way, everything I've done of it, I've been forced to do it for marks or anything else. It's matching me with level 29s, and I'm like, well, I'm fucked, aren't I?
Well, the way they explain it is your level is not supposed to influence your PvP skill.
It says level something disabled.
Yeah.
Levels disabled, I think.
But unfortunately, if you have skills...
Yeah, but you still skills. Yeah,
exactly.
All the skills are still unlocked.
And your weapons. I mean, think about it. You've got your gear and your weapons.
Certain weapons that kill in PvP, like quicker than any other. I've been shown it and I've been told it, and you can look these up, and there's weapons that will kill quicker in PvP.
As you can see here, I've got a fusion rifle and I'll kill somebody with a one hit,
Yeah, fusion rifle in PvP.
But at the same time, obviously, like at level 26 there, it didn't take too long to take me down. But obviously, the higher level you are, the better weapons and the weapon damage you've got. So that is going to affect you at the same time. It's not like something like Card Ghost or Battlefield where each weapon has a set amount of damage depending on the weapon. This you can find better looted weapons, and that damage can be completely different from the same weapon somebody else has got.
Yeah.
So that in itself kind of unbalances the PvP, I think.
Why can't you host your own games with just your own friends?
As in PvP wise?
Yeah, why do I have to go
online? It's so you don't cheat with your bounties.
Probably, yeah.
Because I could easily join yours. You need to kill me 25 times without dying. I could just stand there and let you do it. That's making it easy. But then, if you play something like COD or Battlefield, getting 25 kills to no death, fair enough, it's not easy, but
it's doable.
In Destiny, I've played Destiny, and sometimes it just doesn't feel like you can do it, because there's always be someone behind you, or that person has his shields up while yours is just being depleted. Like with COD and that, it's quick reaction and quick on the trigger. It's normally one shot kills, 2 shot kills, a few shot kills. But Destiny, I've really found like I'll be sniping people, and because the hit mark, like the hit will be off the hit markers, I'll be hitting people in the head. It count as I've hit them in the shoulder. It would be, I'll make up for like drag and everything. And snipers, if you're a good sniper, you might find it enjoyable, but I wouldn't say I'm the best sniper, but I wouldn't say I'm the worst. I can hit my mark.
To be honest, I don't think snipers are even usable in PvP.
No, I don't either.
Unless you've got a good ledge. One or two of the maps have decent ledges. Most of it is just so close and close quarters. As in this video, it's all kind of in between buildings in containers. A sniper in this level will be completely useless.
You can jump and snipe at the same time. You jump and count for your drag and you drop.
Yeah, but I mean, you've got to be so good, and you've got to be aiming with your sniper rifle.
You've got to be quick.
Yeah,
really quick.
Yeah. But that's PvP, so I suppose generally it's not bad.
Whatever you're good with and whatever your balance is. Like if you're good with a long range weapon, it's fair enough. If you're going to use a sniper rifle, you're best off sticking to scout rifle. It doesn't do the same.
I use the scout rifle quite a bit in the PvP, and I quite enjoyed it. I did sometimes get killed by people like with shotguns or with assault rifles. Or fusion rifles, but again, it depends on the weapon, depends on the situation you're in with PvP, as it does in most games.
But talking about the bounties in PvP, I finally got an exotic bounty. I got it way after my other friends, and they were actually lower level than I was. So thanks for that again, Bungie. I'd done the first part, and it was don't die in a strike 5 times. So I did that. I went and did the Earth Strike, of course, didn't die. I'd never die in that strike now. And then I'd turn it into Ikora, the Warlock mentor.
Yeah.
And she gives me this one that says kill 25 in the PvP and only die 0 or 1 time. Okay. And I was like, well, I'm fucked. So that's going to stay in my bounty list now until I can do it. Which I haven't got close yet. I think I got 7, and that was with a lot of help. So
saying that about the Warlock though, that's also another thing that they've done wrong.
Yeah,
his classes. Even though they've tried to make them as basic as possible, they really have messed up. Like everyone was like, "Oh, yeah, the Warlock's got weak armor, but it might be all right."
Yeah.
And then so they went and played Titan because he's the tank, and the people played a Hunter, and I was like, "Oh, Warlock's
Oh my
kind of
god,
cool,
Titan
magic."
is
And then in the
not
end,
a
it's like,
tank.
"Oh
It's
my
like
god,
a baby
Warlock,
in a nappy
Warlock
in a tank.
I think the Titan was supposed to be a tank, though.
Supposed to.
Yeah, and then the Warlock come along, and everyone's like, "Yeah, let's just play the Warlock." It's like, "Oh, we're all Warlocks now," and join a game, 2 other Warlocks, join a game, 3 Warlocks, join a game. It's just Warlocks. You've literally
Actually,
got all
I
classes.
don't
And went,
agree.
you know what?
I think it's just hunters everywhere.
Huh.
Because I had 3 bounties.
Right,
There's kill hunters,
until
kill
people actually
wizards,
understood
yeah,
that as a
warlocks.
class, it was Warlocks.
Yeah. So it depends on the match you're going to join, doesn't it? I don't think their matchmaking service is going to kind of match you with equally level players and a class that isn't currently
No,
in the
I
game.
don't mind that.
You know what I mean?
It's just when you go in PvP, it always seems to be Warlocks, and like playing as a Hunter, or at least the start of the Hunter's first spec,
Yeah.
I felt like the weakest one, even though people say Titans are, but at least Titan had that ground stomp. I found that golden pistol to be quite annoying because even though it's supposed to kill in one hit, I'd just shooting enemies and it'd get down to nothing. But it's not like I could switch to my other weapon instead of wasting my second shot on the enemy. I'd have to use my second shot to kill him.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. I felt like they were the weakest ones. I thought the Hunter should be the only one that could use a sniper rifle. It just makes sense in my head.
Okay.
Same way the Titan should probably be able to use a shotgun. Same way the Warlock.
I think what they've done is they've tried not to limit classes to weapon classes.
Yeah, I know, but they I don't know. It's just because of the balance. They might as well just gave you a class and gave you a character creation and then let you pick what abilities you wanted.
Oh, now you mentioned character creation. How about character creation?
Oh, the fact that you can't change your hairstyle or your hair colour after you've done it. I mean, I understand not changing your race.
Yeah.
But even then, that don't matter because thinking of race, when I went to see the Queen, I was an Awoken. I was an Awoken.
But she didn't treat you any.
And she was like, "Well, who the fuck are you? I've never seen you around here, you foreigner." I'm like, "Bitch, I'm one of you. Thanks."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like with the Awoken, I didn't find the male Awoken to look that good. He looked, I don't know, he just looked a bit weird, but the female looked alright. Same for the robots.
Yeah.
I forgot what they're called again, but the female one, you couldn't really tell that it was a female compared to a male. And then the human, some of the hairstyles, fair enough, they tried to make them look a bit futuristic and a bit cool, but to me, just end up looking crap. Even the long hair made your character look too silly, weird. I just went for your bog standard, shaven.
There wasn't a lot of choice, though, was there?
No, I mean, EVE Online, for example, that lets you change your face, your eyebrows.
Yeah, but I mean, EVE Online's slightly different. They've been working on that for a while because they want to have characters in space stations.
But you could look upon games like that and go, well, maybe we should put something in like that. That's the point of game design these days. You can see what the games have done and haven't, and put it in
very
yours.
basic games, though.
Yeah.
I play basic games with basic, character design, and a lot of them are better than that.
Yeah,
I mean, exactly.
I'm a big Disroid fan.
It is a very bare bones character creation.
I mean, an online game can have better creation, like the game you get on web pages and stuff like that, like Facebook games.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, definitely.
And also characters.
So,
the Warlock I find is quite OP at the moment. I mean, getting 5 seconds of invincibility every time you kill an enemy. So you get 4 of your opposing team, and you've got 5 seconds, add 5 seconds, add 5 seconds if you kill them all. And you can't kill them.
Yeah.
So that's annoying. And they're buffing him again.
Okay.
Yeah. It's quite annoying. And also, my Warlock has more defense and the same level as my friend Titan. It's the same light level, and I've got more defense than a fucking Titan. That is ridiculous.
Okay, let's kind of move on to matchmaking because we talked about it in PvP, but Destiny or Bungie actually did mention before the game was released that they didn't want matchmaking into the end game strikes, which were 6 players, and they didn't want
raids?
well, yeah, they're supposed to be end-game strikes. They also didn't want players to matchmake during normal missions. You had to have a fire team. And the only matchmaking they do is during the normal strikes. I mean, I think that's a bit stupid because,
that's really
I mean,
stupid.
I've played about 90% of the game on my own because most people either don't have the game or aren't online when I'm playing.
Or
so,
aren't high enough level.
well, yeah,
you know,
I don't
or
mind
they're
playing with. I mean,
else.
I don't mind playing with a lower level most of the time. It usually gets them up, but there is just no matchmaking for the rest of the game, which I think is a big letdown.
The thing that annoyed me is when I first went to one of the planets, the one with the city in it.
Oh, the city in it.
Boring the game kind of got to me in the end.
Earth.
Yeah, and no, it wasn't even Earth. It was the next one. Weren't Mars?
Venus.
Was it Venus
or the Moon?
Venus. I thought, oh yeah, I'll go and explore Venus on my own. This would be brilliant. This looked nice. The area looked cool. Sneak up on enemies, sniping them. Yeah, that's quite good. I don't know harder difficulty than I should have. You know, boosting it up.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's good. Like, oh, sneaking on these enemies, kill these, and then some idiot come along. Even though I didn't realise at the time that could happen, some idiot come along in my world, like a level 25, who's obviously been playing all night. So I got the game that the same day come out. And just zoomed past me, alerted all the enemies. He zoomed off, and then all the enemies turned around to me and started shooting me. I nearly died. It just destroyed my experience of sneaking around the planet, exploring the planet. And you just got.
You would have liked an option to kind of have a single player experience.
Exactly. I mean, you can make your fire team closed or invite, but you can't make the world you're playing in closed or invite.
Yeah.
That's my point. It's got.
But I think most of the game is hosted on a server, even though you've got the disc and everything. I think you do connect. You have to have an internet connection for pretty much
everything.
The game. You don't have to have PlayStation Plus for everything. That's just strikes and the other stuff. Supposedly, you can play it without a PlayStation Plus subscription for most of the game, but you obviously can't play with other teams.
I'm pretty sure you can't join a fire team if you don't.
Obviously you can't join a fire team.
Xbox One, is that the same as well?
Yeah, you're going to need Xbox Live to play it because it's Xbox Live.
You can't even put the disc in
without
Xbox Live. No, you got to pay us first.
You ain't got no Xbox Live.
You ain't turning this Xbox on until you pay for gold.
Yeah.
It's just silly because these people can join your overworld, as I call it. They can join your overworld even though you're doing a mission, but they can't seem to randomly join your mission.
And they can steal your loot chests.
Yeah, they can. That gets annoying.
Into my skin and crawls me to death. And I can't even flip them off either, because all I can do is sit down, point, wave and dance. I want to actually show you my fingers, and that's another thing while we're talking about it. There's no chat system in the game. It's only mic.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect you to have a text chat system in the game. I mean, Warframe's...
How useful is it in strikes and raids?
Not at all.
I think it is.
Yeah, but have you played... what's the other one?
Some people don't want to talk.
Yeah, but who's going to sit there in the middle of a strike, dodging bullets while they're trying to type?
Look at Warframe.
Yeah, you don't chat in the middle of Warframe.
Well, you do.
No, you don't, but...
If you do on PC, maybe, because you got a keyboard.
No, we do it on the PS4. We warn people.
Not unless you're in a safe area. Destiny's quite fast-paced.
Nah, think about it, survival.
No, not. I would never in Destiny.
I would.
Look at Defiance. Nobody uses the chat on that.
No?
Nobody uses chat on Defiance.
I think the whole point is voice chat. If you don't want a voice chat, then you don't want a team play.
Yeah, but I want to tell that asshole that he can go fuck himself.
Do it by voice.
Yeah, but he can't hear me.
Well, then join his fire team and tell him by voice.
Yeah, well, if his fire team's closed.
The only other thing with the chest is, even if you open it and you're in a fire team with your mate, your mate's got something silly, like 20 seconds to get to that chest and grab the loot, or the chest disappears anyway.
It's more like 5.
Yeah.
Like 5. It's a low number anyway. It's just silly because he's on your fire team. You've opened his chest. You should share the loot.
Yeah.
But no, it's like, no, I can't do that.
I'm thinking about it. You know, when you find a dead ghost, or when you find golden chests, and you've already got it, and you've got to be like to your friend, okay, I'm not a psychic here. I know I've opened a chest, a golden chest, and I know I've awoken a dead ghost. So find it in this area, because I ain't got no clue where it is, because I've already done it.
Yeah.
It should be like a shape of it or something. You know, like an invisible shape to say you've already got it. To tell your friends.
Speaking about your friends is trading as well.
Yeah.
Because your friends in your chests.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're going to get items, especially, legendary
Or a
items,
different
which can
class.
take a long time to get. I haven't got a single one. Have you got one, Zoe?
I have had about 15 legendary engrams, and I've only got blue or green.
So you've never had a legendary item.
The only legendary items I have had is the ones I bought with my Vanguard marks.
Yeah.
And the one I got for reaching rank 3 for Vanguard.
Okay.
And that was a weapon I didn't want either. I wish I could have picked Scout Rifle
that
or
is the
Auto.
problem. I think because the game is randomised quite a lot. Not only are you not getting loot in a lot of battles, some of the worst players are actually getting more loot than the better players.
That is for like level 3s.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be level based, so you're only supposed to get weapons level around your level.
No,
I've never seen anybody get a level 3 rifle when they're level 20 ever, because it doesn't happen. As far as I know, it's all like 2 levels below you or 2 levels above you. Well, no, it should be random rewards around your level. At least it's supposed to be. So, but yeah, the engrams can also be completely random, whether you get what it says you get.
And also my Cryptarch rank is rank 7.
Yeah,
well.
Obviously the higher you get, in theory, the more chance you have of actually getting what it says it is.
And he gave me 3 legendary engrams. And I was like, oh, thanks, maybe now you're actually going to give me one, you bastard.
Yeah.
And then I decrypted them all, and they were all blue. I was like,
So, yeah, Bungie are going to be fixing that. They didn't think it was an issue at the time. Apparently they've had all sorts of testers in before the game was released, and nobody complained about it until the game was released, which I think is kind of hard to believe, because if you're going to be grinding this game, yeah, if you're going to be grinding this game, you need to have legendary gear to get up to the top level. So to get that level, it's almost impossible. I think somebody wasn't honest when they reviewed that game, or they didn't play it enough. Maybe somebody just didn't play it enough to have to grind.
Like you say, if you advertise your game as a big, massive MMO, multiplayer sort of game, you expect that sort of thing to happen. You expect them to keep you playing like that.
Yeah.
The fact that it wasn't what they advertised.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They've advertised a MMO sort of experience with your friends.
Yeah.
They've advertised the ability to customise your character in all sorts of ways and build memories of the game.
As well.
But as you're going to say, you've got to have, when you get past level 20, you've got to have gear that has light. So even if you have a helmet you really like, if this other helmet has more amount of light to give you a better level, you've got to put it on pretty much, because you're not going to necessarily find another item for quite a while.
Yeah,
so you're very limited in what you can customise.
I think that's why they added shaders, but still that's not enough customization.
Yeah, but you still have to be level 20 to use a shader, which I think is a bit stupid.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a lot of issues with Destiny.
But I would think the most issue I have is with the clan system.
Yeah, the clan system is pretty much non-existent in the game. You have to do everything online.
What clan system?
Yeah.
It doesn't exist in the game. It exists in the faraway land called Narnia.
Yeah. There is no sign of clans within Destiny at all. No meeting place, no guildmaster, nothing whatsoever. Literally, if you played this game and you didn't know it had clans, you could quite easily mistake the fact that it didn't have a clan structure, because there's not a sign of clans in the game.
The only thing I can say to Destiny overall is take a look at Warframe. It's a free online game. It's got a clan system. It's got one of the best clan systems I've played in any game, because of the pure fact it's got a dojo.
Yeah.
I don't play a lot of games that have got dojos. The shooting works. They've got different guns. They've got different gun sounds, different abilities. Fair enough, they've got different characters because the way the game works. I'm guessing it's what they wanted to kind of have. Wanted to steal a piece of that market, but it just didn't work. The fact that they had the chicken per team, yes, I know there's only 3 classes to pick from, but we all expect 4 players or more. Minimum you expect in a game is to be in the squad of 4.
Yeah.
And you can only have 3 in the story missions.
Let's have 3 people. Whey!
So if you've got a 4th friend, bye-bye ourselves.
Even Bungie made Halo, which was a 4-player co-op experience. The campaign was 2-player, and later games I think it was 4-player. It was built around that pretty much. So to go from that to 3 players is a bit of a weird weird thing. I mean, I think they have announced why they did it. I can't quite remember why why they decided to go down that route, but they do have a reason. I don't know why, but obviously I don't think it was a good one. None of us do. But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the game, like a lot of people said, it's been stripped down. The game has been stripped down to the point where it's very bare bones. There is a game within Destiny, but there's so much grinding to get to any kind of decent parts of it. The story is non-existent, pretty much. The story's there, it's just not told. A lot of it, I think, is going to be sold off as DLC. I think a lot of people have said that so far.
Storage space, the vault, as it's called.
Yeah, the vault storage space only has 20 slots.
And it is shared between all of your characters. So
to be honest, I've never used the vault.
And you can't extend it. Well, don't, because if you do, you'll soon run out of space.
I've spent enough time trying to build one character, let alone a second.
Or a third.
Exactly.
I don't like the leveling system. I absolutely hate
the light system after level 20 is flawed at best. Especially, I mean, if it was easier to get hold of better equipment, then maybe it wouldn't be too bad. But you do have to grind, and Bungie is shutting down the kind of little gripes that people have found where they can, kind of mass murder enemies and get loads of loot craves.
Damn you, Bungie.
So they are fixing the problems that are helping players level up quicker, which I think is a bit stupid, but it's their game, I suppose. Music, sound. I mean, Sean's mentioned that sound is bad for weapons. It's rather bland and uninspired. But music, I have to say, music for me. Destiny is again Bungie's music. It's beautiful music. It has classical pieces, and
I'm quite bored of the music because it's really repetitive.
You reckon there's not a lot of kind of tracks
not
for
a lot
it?
of choice. I mean, and also apparently there's meant to be a song on the cinematic, but when you actually finish the story, the cinematic didn't play for me. I don't know whether it plays to anybody else.
Yeah.
But for me, it didn't. And when I went into orbit, I thought, there's this little thing in the corner. It was like play the cinematic. Well, you could have played that when I actually finished what little you had of the story. Yeah. And apparently it's a song by Paul McCartney and somebody else.
Yeah, I think Paul.
I actually had to find out about that on YouTube.
I heard about that. It's supposed to be being quite cheesy or something, but I don't know.
I didn't like the song, but I did actually have to watch the YouTube video.
Music, trading, sound, faction points. I think that's about one of the few things we haven't covered.
I didn't like that you have to be forced to play PvP if you want those gear.
If you want Crucible points, see, that's where we differ. I mean, if Crucible gear is PvP gear, so to unlock it, you've got to play PvP.
Yeah, there is no difference between PvP gear and...
So then you don't have to play it to unlock it.
But if you want that, the way it looks,
because
the customization is so
crap. That gear looks awesome.
I know, but then you've got to play PvP.
I don't like being forced to do something in that way.
You're not being forced. You've got other options to get
If you gave me another way of doing it, co-op or PvE, I'd be absolutely fine with it.
Yeah, but then it's not exclusive to PvP. That's the point. It encourages you to play PvP. If you don't like it, fair enough, don't play it.
Maybe they should do something where you could have the emblems or something like that. That should be exclusive. Or you could have the fraction.
I think it's their way of trying to kind of get more content discounted or spread out along different gameplay modes. Because let's face it, the missions are pretty much identical in Destiny all the way through the game.
Yeah, well, not only have you got the Vanguard, the Crucible, you've got Dead Orbit, the New Monarchy, and Death Cult, I think it's called.
Yeah.
You've got all those to do. So think about how much time you've got to do with the ranking up of the points.
I think that's the point with a lot of Destinies. It's there to keep you playing.
The same thing over and over and
unfortunately.
over and over it again.
Hopes doing. Yeah, I think we've pretty much covered everything. Other than the fact that obviously they're going to be selling a lot of story bits and pieces extra. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what the two season passes is. Well,
season passes, DLC.
Yeah.
New ghost shells. You have to give us money though, real money.
So let's move on to the finishing this review because I think we've run off for quite a while. Price. I mean, it's £40 over here, probably 45,
That's for
50
the normal one, by the way.
For the normal version in game.
With nothing else.
£40 in the store. Yeah, over in America it's going to be about $60. Do you think that when you pay that much, I mean, obviously Sean's already sold his copy. Do you think it's worth that? Do we all think that's it's worth that?
I don't think it's worth that. I mean, it's a game worth picking up, but I suppose price varies on you. If you've got a spare cash, grab it. Fair enough.
But if you don't, if this is going to be your game till Christmas, this is going to be the only game you can have till Christmas, would it be the game you pick?
No.
Even though you've got Zoe's got loads of fucking leveling out of it. But yeah. Okay, and let's finish off the review with what we think.
Yeah, but you know, we have PlayStation Plus where we get more games.
Okay, let's finish the review with our worst points and our best points. What was your favourite point about Destiny, Sean?
Oh,
you got to think about it. So.
the experience as it was, you know, bringing, like, for a start, because I had it on a PS4, Bungie on the PS4 is a great thing.
Yeah.
Bungie is a great company.
Yeah.
They've done a lot of great games. When this game came out, it was definitely hyped. The fact that it was coming out on the PS4 as well just excited me more. I don't know, the game, the way they've released it, I suppose, was a great thing. That would probably want to be the best things. The way it got released, and, you know, just playing the beta and coming into the game and then playing the game again, it was refreshing to, obviously, I suppose you do want things to change, but the fact that the start of the game didn't change too much to me, so I could get straight in there after the beta was good.
I think I'm going to point out that the PlayStation 4 version is supposed to be the superior version because you have extra content. You have an extra multiplayer map, an extra strike.
Which I haven't seen, by the way.
You've played the extra strike, which you said was the shortest strike in the game.
And
there's supposed to be some weapons.
Not get too mixed up and stuff like that, because obviously for like Xbox fans.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, we're judging it pretty much solely on the PS4 version, so we're saying there's not enough content, I think, for your buck. If our version has extras that the Xbox doesn't, then that's even worse for Xbox players, because they're paying full price and not getting the extra content. You know, not at least for another year. Okay, so you've given a good point. What's your worst point about Destiny then?
The whole matchmaking better, like the whole matchmaking in general, even coming towards like the Citadel or the Arena or whatever you call it,
the Crucible,
the Citadel's a town, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because even then, like Zoe said, it matchmakes you against people. Fair enough, it's not supposed to be about you and level out, you know, skill and, well, it's not even skill, is it? It's just supposed to be having fun, like, in that sort of area. But you know what I mean? It's like playing a real MMO. A level 1 cannot go up against level 25. The gear is different, the weapons are different. But in Destiny, they seem to think it's perfectly fine to just throw you in there and just go and have a laugh. It'll be fun.
Like throwing you in there with a balloon.
Like I said about my world, someone came along and just kind of totally destroyed my experience of exploring this new planet. There was nobody there. I like the fact there was nobody there because none of my friends were online. I thought, yeah, this is brilliant. And some guys come. I knew it could happen because obviously on Earth it happens and that, but the fact that it was quite early in the morning as well when I managed to play it, and I thought, oh, no one's here. I'm just going to.
Well, I think it's going to put people on the same servers, aren't they?
Yeah, that guy nearly got me killed, but then he couldn't even join me for my actual mission that I wanted to do anyway. So it was kind of annoying. And the fact that you have small little missions above world, and I had to wait as well because that guy, when I killed like this kind of boss thing, or he kind of scanned the machine, and I helped him defend the machine, but I didn't get the mission completed.
Yeah,
I had to wait for me to do it, and
I mean, that's where public events are supposed to be coming in, but they're crap. Most of them what I've played, and Zoe's played a few more, and they ain't that great. So
the one thing that really did disappoint me is I'm 100% sure I got told, and they said when you're matchmaking with your friends, if your friends joined your fire team while you're in the game, you see your friend come out of his ship, like his ship will kind of come down to the surface near teleport. I've failed to see that. If anyone else has seen that,
that never happens, as far as I know.
No,
it never happens. All you do is appear out of nowhere.
And another thing, if you're halfway in the map and your friend joins your fire team, he spawns at the start of where.
Yeah, so he's got to work. If someone joins his fire team halfway through,
because
they've
no
got to find you
system,
halfway through the map.
He's got to find you. It's like Pandora's box or a maze. That's what it's like.
Okay, Zoe, your worst point.
Go.
Yeah, it's annoying when you're playing a strike though, and enemies come back, and someone joins your team. You've got to kind of go and find your squad, and that can be quite annoying. So yeah, Zoe, your worst point.
Oh God, there's so many, just so many about this game. Oh, serious! I have to limit this now. No matchmaking. That's a bugbear.
That seems to be a big one.
That's a serious bugbear.
Yeah.
Oh, I might have to look at my list. I really am with this game.
I think a lot of people have had issues with it. I don't know whether we're being fair. We've all played the game.
No map system, really. I think that's one of my
You'd enjoy the game if there's a map in the game.
Yeah, I mean, how hard is that? I mean, and I think my overall worst point is the fact that it's the same thing over and over. I mean, that just makes it so unenjoyable for me. Yeah. It is ridiculous. They've got to add something big soon. I mean, at the end of the day, they should have made more content before it was released.
I think they have. I think it's locked away in DLC.
Oh, definitely. I mean, this is Activision.
That's the problem. I think that there's not enough content in the game.
But I hate in-game purchases and I hate DLC because at the end of the day, you have paid that 40 quid for that game, not for this beta version, which is what this game feels like. It feels like a beta.
Okay, your favourite point about Destiny?
Oh God, do you know what I'm gonna have to say? I think it just looks pretty. Especially
it's a beautiful game.
And when you first start Destiny up, if you haven't played the alpha or the beta, it's very beautiful. It's very calming. And it's got a really nice name. I think Destiny is a nice name. Yeah. And the tower is beautiful, but there isn't enough to explore to make that beautifulness even more amazing. Okay. Even more better. And I think I like the idea, but it could be be more improved.
I think that's probably my positive for the evening. It has potential. My favourite part about Destiny actually is really simple. It's the fact I can jump and lift. I found floating within Destiny actually really kind of was a main part of the game, and I really enjoyed it.
And that's because I think you've played Assassin's Creed.
I think it's more the fact that with Destiny, because it focuses around being able to jump and float, and it's so fluid, you get used to being able to outmaneuver enemies. And it's just a really simple feature, but it works so well.
Well, outmaneuver unless you get an invisible rock.
Well, yeah. My worst point about the game would probably have to be either the repetitiveness of the missions or the fact that there is so much potential with the story that it's not there. It almost feels like they've kind of dangled out some bait and gone almost. Little closer.
First.
Yeah, you've got to go through paywalls to get the bait,
50 quid, please. 50 quid.
So that's probably my worst thing. I think this game could have been fantastic. The story itself shows itself off that it could have been great, and it's nothing there. So yeah, okay. If we all had to give our own individual scores, these are going to be calculated on our website and melded together into our final score for this video. Sean, what are you going to score Destiny?
Out of 10 or 5?
Out of 10.
Well, just first to say, I have advertised this to a few of my friends as a game it's worth getting when it drops in price, or even waiting to release some sort of DLC with the game,
like an all-in-box edition.
Like you get collector's editions and stuff. That would definitely be worth grabbing. I guarantee you that would be worth grabbing. Lowest price, obviously in pounds, about 20 quid.
For what it's currently worth.
20 quid. That's brilliant. Yeah, but in points, I have to give it a 5. It's an enjoyable game. It's there. It can keep you occupied, but it just. Above a 5 is normally like some groundbreaking stuff, like.
Well, five is average. 5 is basically bare bones average. So yeah, fair enough. I'm probably I'm probably going to give this. I'm going to be a little bit generous. I'm going to give it a 6. Just for the fact that I don't think it's average. I think it shows potential, but it hasn't quite, delivered. It's almost there, but it hasn't given it to us. I think that probably greed has gotten the better of them, unfortunately. So I'm going to give it a 6 for that. Almost getting to the greatness. I suppose if the story was there, if there was a few tweaks done to the rest of the game and it wasn't so grindy, and there was a lot more to do, just in general, not necessarily just the same old mission or more missions, but more features in general to do with your time. I think I probably would have given it an 8. But yeah.
Well, you grind that game even if you don't want to grind.
Exactly, yeah. Okay, Zoe, your score?
I think I'm probably going to give it a bit more, but only half a point. I'm going to give it a 6.5.
You're going to give it 6.5, okay?
I'm going to give it a half more than you because I only like this game when I've got the person I play with to play with.
Yeah.
That's when I only like it because we kind of like support each other in the way of playing it. Like, we actually want to see who we can get more kills, who can get more headshots, who can get
it's
more
very co-op
melees.
experience for you.
It's very co-op for me, which is why I really don't like being forced to do PvP.
Yeah.
I don't, and I honestly do feel like I am being chained up and gagged at the throat. Do PvP, or you won't get your light in this game. That's what I feel like Destiny's doing, and that's why I gave it a 6.5.
Okay. Any finishing statements? Go on.
Yeah, the only thing I'm going to say really is, like as I mentioned before, I think the reason why so many people are playing this game and I don't know, I've not read a lot of other reviews. I know a few of them don't like it, not many that do like it, but the main reason why people are actually playing this game is the main reason why probably a lot of people are playing Warframe is it's the only decent game on next-gen consoles. Destiny,
it's a big game. I mean,
anyway, because
I think that's where the hype came from.
We had Watch Dogs. We had Watch Dogs. I wasn't really too happy about that. Yeah. Fair enough. For PlayStation titles, you got like Infamous and.
Well, I mean, this is a big kind of cross-gen game.
This is the big game that everybody's heard of, and it's brought everyone together. Like, there's some Xbox games I've not heard of. There's some PlayStation games I've not heard of that people are playing, but Destiny was like the big one out there, the big first advertisement. It was the biggest next gen game. Like, people might say Watch Dogs, advertisement after advertisement after advertisement, after beta, after like tech talks and everything. People talking about it. It was there. It's the big centre game for this year, pretty much. Yes, I know it was on the older
Destiny has been advertised for 2 years, so for them to say 2014 is Destiny, pretty much made 2014 Destiny's year. And
they messed up though. They had the benchmark and they've set it way low. Yeah. They could have easily just smashed that benchmark and said, "Look, here we are. Let's see what comes out in the next few years. Let's see what can knock us off our podium." Rather now, they're sitting comfortably at the top now because of, like I said, there's not many games for these next-gen consoles. But I don't know a lot of people who are playing it on the older consoles longer than now.
No.
Like, literally, there's other games you're going to get on the older consoles. Just generally, like, I guarantee on the older consoles, when that Assassin's Creed comes out, that's solely for old-gen consoles. That will knock Destiny out of a lot of people's PlayStation to Xbox.
I think the problem with Destiny is they've set a 10-year goal. They said that this is going to be a long project. Yeah. For them to start off so poorly, you'd expect them to start off with great content, with getting players enjoying the game, and then dragging it out.
Well, I think Bungie's gone a little bit too big for their boots.
Well, you've got Activision behind them, so
I think what they've done is they've looked at WoW and seen what WoW have accomplished and thought, hang on, let's make this game really graphical.
Yeah, but look how big WoW is.
Yeah, but look how long WoW's taken to get that big.
But look how big WoW is. The reason why they're actually quite big is because they had a good backstory. Like, if this was a Halo add-on, it would have smashed records. Fair enough, it wouldn't have been on the PlayStation.
But there's so much story you could do with this. I mean, I could write or give them loads of ideas on what to do with this story. There's so much exploring and imagination that you could do with
that's one of the things I suppose I missed out, the exploration. You know, it's got open world kind of areas,
Oh,
which
it
are
doesn't have
mostly
it
open
as
world.
much, but
But
it could have it.
Exploration isn't there. Unless you're going to go find those chests, there is nothing to
That's
explore.
what I mean. That they can have it. It's potential.
Well, you remember Defiance, and they had their TV series. Out of the two of them, Destiny could have had the TV series. I know they haven't got a brilliant story, but looking at how it is, the game, and
it's got more potential.
The way it is, they could have had a series easy. They could have easily had a series.
I bet you there's a fan-made series somewhere, like there is Battlefield
They
Friends.
might do it eventually,
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're going to close it off there. Got our scores, and well, thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. This has been our first group review of Destiny. We're going to be doing these for kind of the big games that several of us play. Hopefully we'll have some more interesting, bigger games to come.
A few more webcasts coming on as well.
Yeah, Sean's going to get his webcam sorted, so it's not just a dancing circle.
Finish him.
Okay, we'll see you, ladies and gentlemen.